come and enjoy the sun with me while I light a fire. I'm a Smallbone, I'm a forest wheeler. Hey, maybe that's a new thing. I'm a forest whisperer from Canada, and I'm in the forest of Puslinch, lighting my traditional fires in my traditional way. If you don't know, yesterday was a really powerful, energetic day, and a lot of us sensitives, I have autism, were really physically affected. So I'll download the video that I posted yesterday and put it up, but you'll see the difference in my energy and how much the energy of the forest and the energy of the planet affects me. And if I don't do my work, and if I didn't have my healing fire last night with my community, I wouldn't be as present as I am today. And I would feel chaotic, and I would feel overwhelmed, and I would feel out of my body. And these rituals and these traditions are what brings me back into my body. When I sit around the fire with other people and we share our stories and we tell our truths, we're making the world safer for ourselves, and we're making it so we can truly speak our truth anywhere. Because when you tell a story in safe places, it no longer has power over you. And you actually get empowered by your story. And that's what I'm trying to create in the Wild Healing, is a safe space for people to come and for people to heal in the way that our ancestors did. In a way that most people don't really understand, and most people just say, oh, those are witches, or they're pagans, or they're like, and they just look down on all of this work. And when you look down on this work, you're actually looking down on your ancestors. You're disrespecting your ancestors by saying this has no value. So for all the people that are out there that are, wondering why this works, I don't need to know why it works. I don't need to know the specific science behind it, because I trust it, because I have faith in it, because I have seen the results of the work that I do, not just in my physical being and in the magical realm, but actually in my own life. Lighting fires has changed so much for me. And it's incredibly simple. You'll see right here, I'm just gonna light a fire. And it's not something that's complicated. It's not something that's hard to do. This is not something that, only magical people can do. Everybody can light a fire, I think. I mean, yes, if you live in the city and you don't have space to do it, that complicates things. But everybody can do the work of their ancestors. Everybody can invite the natural world into their life. And when you do that, and when you work with nature instead of against it, because nature has a natural rhythm, and it has had that natural rhythm its entire life. And if we, as organisms on this planet, actually tune in to that natural rhythm, and we acknowledge that natural rhythm, life gets really easy. And then you start to realize that life is much simpler. And like, look at this little lovely visitor we have here, a little wasp. I'll have to look up what wasp means. And this is the thing, they're always giving us messages, and we don't necessarily see them or hear them because we're ignoring the messages every single day. We don't pay attention to them because we think they're insignificant. We think that a wasp landing on my bag is not a big deal at all. It's just a wasp. And for some people that may be true, but in my life, a wasp means so much more. It means that the sting hurts. It sticks around for a lot longer. It means that whatever I broke through last night, because if you didn't know, last night, the energetics of it was an ending. The energetics of it was like a reclaiming of our power. And that's what I did last night. I sat around a fire and reclaimed my power and said, this is the work that I do. And from this point on, I'm not embarrassed by the work I do. And I'm not that I was ever embarrassed, but it's a whole other thing. Like this wasp, like I can literally hear him in my ear and he's buzzing at me and it doesn't bother me. He's not bugging me. He's just here to tell me, hey, you need to, the sting might last longer. And that's okay. He's probably gonna, he's on my headphones. Look at him. He's walking on my headphones. I pay attention to all of these things. It's a language that the universe is speaking to us. And when you can slow down and listen to the wind and listen to the wasp that's flying around my head, telling me somebody really wants to sting me. Somebody really wants to, and I know who it is actually. This is the part that amazes me, is that I've been doing this work for over a decade, and people have watched me do this work for over a decade, and people still think that they can harm me, and they still think that they can take advantage of me, and they still think that they can tell me truths about my own work. So last night I stood in my power and I claimed back my power. Nobody can take this from you once you've asked for it back. Once you've said, yeah, no more, I'm done. You've put up a boundary. And that's what I'm doing. Going forward, there is no taking advantage of me. And that's why I'm lighting these fires every day for the next 10 days. Because I have shifted something inside of me, and I want to help shift something inside of you. So I light these healing fires for me. I light these healing fires for my family. And I light these healing fires for my community. And that includes you. Everybody that shows up on my page is a part of my community. And when we do this healing work for our community, it spreads. It's like a ripple effect. So me sitting here, sharing my wisdom, sharing my knowledge of the work that I do, is my way of giving back. It's my reciprocity for being able to live in this forest, to be able to live the life that I live here on a Friday morning. I'm sitting here lighting a fire with my dog. I'm blessed to be living this life. And if I'm not doing something to give back to my community, if I'm not doing something to help this planet that we're sitting on, if we're not doing something to give back for all the things that we receive from this planet, which is food, which is shelter, the planet gives us everything we need. And when are you going to start to give back? When are you going to start that reciprocal relationship? And I'll tell you, when you start that reciprocal relationship with nature, and when you give back to nature, it's a managed forest. I live in a managed forest. So my job is to take care of this forest. That's my reciprocity. For getting to live here, for getting to enjoy the forest where I live, my reciprocity is to make it a managed forest and to protect it and to light healing fires for it and to ask for things from the forest that I need, like mushrooms and juniper berries and like all the things that I want. They gave me porcupine quills the other day, which was magic because I've never found those in the forest. When you sit with nature in co-creation, there is no need for you to be rushing anymore. Yeah, I said hi. You just got on here, that's all. Hi. I said hi 10 minutes ago. Hi. Are you gonna say hi to me? I'm Emma. I'm gay? What does that even mean? How do you even know that? Okay. Does it matter what my sexuality is if I'm talking about a forest? Hi. Bamboo master. Okay. I don't think sexuality actually matters when we're talking about trees. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. But I'm not joining that party. So when we're healing this way, we're truly healing on a different level. This is not about, you know, I need to heal like a cut. This is more about how do I heal the wounds that society has, you know, put on us, put on our forest. Like my forest gets out every once in a while. And right now, some of these pine, well, these are, I don't want to say any trees are crappy, but these are Scotch pine and they will die. My dog's name is Freya. Freya, come here. Come here. She was actually really sick the last couple of days. She decided to get into some mushrooms that weren't good for you, hey? So my dog has been tripping balls for the last 3 days because she got into some really yummy mushrooms. And it cost us $700. So there's the abundance for you. Thanks, mushrooms. Thanks, forest. No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes these things happen because they just happen. You keep saying hi to me, but what do you want me to actually talk to you about? So today, I light these healing fires for you. And I light these healing fires for me. And I light these healing fires for my community. So today, when I asked for wisdom about what I'm supposed to be healing for my community, I have to burn a letter. Something I wrote in this letter that needs to be seen. So again, I'm gonna light these healing fires for my community. I'm gonna light these healing fires for me. And I'm gonna let go. And I'm gonna ask you what you need to release, what you need to let go of. Because yesterday was an incredibly transformative day. And if you got a message yesterday about what you needed to let go of in your life, then today is the day to let that go. I light these healing fires for me. I light these healing fires for you. I light these healing fires for my community. So, what do you need to let go of? What do you need to release into the universe so you can make space for all of the things that are coming for you? So today, oh, can we see that? We're gonna put some copal on the fire. Copal is all about creating a sacred space and about creating a space to divine, creating a space to be with nature. I work with all sorts of medicines and I create my own medicines. So this is actually a healing incense that was created, I think it was 2 months ago when I started this whole process. My magic takes months, sometimes years to work. And it's about showing up consistently. It's about continuing to light the fires. It's about continuing to work the work, even when you're not feeling like it. Even when, like, if you go on my Instagram and watch yesterday, I was not feeling it. The energy yesterday was really, really hard. And if you didn't let it go through your body, you felt incredibly sick. So we're gonna take the sting out with some stinging nettle so we can heal in a way that's productive and not frantic. I like these healing fires for me. I like these healing fires for you. And it is the dark season. We are headed into the shadows. And when we head into the shadows, we're talking to the underworld. And to talk to the underworld, mugwort is one of your best tools to do this. You can actually inhale the smoke, and it's very much a divinatory smoke. So you will have hallucinations. It will help you get to another place. It's kind of like weed in a way, but you don't need to smoke it. You can just put it on the fire. And there was actually a whole bunch of stuff a couple of months ago where people were like, you can die from using too much mugwort. I use it every single day, and I consume it this way. I've never died. My pup's right at my back, where she always is. If you notice, dogs will do this when they're protecting you. They'll put their butt right at your back, and she's energetically protecting me right now. That's what a lot of animals do. That's why witches have familiars. We don't choose our familiars, they choose us. And not all of our pets are our familiars. Freya is a very magical dog, and she's a forager. She helps me find healing medicines in the forest. I've never had a dog that can do that. So you can't just call anything your familiar, because they're not all magical. I have had dogs that were not magical, and they're just like us. They're just like humans. They, I have some abilities that other people don't have. And there are some animals that have other abilities that people don't have. So be open to the idea that even like my son's bearded dragon could be a familiar. So, cutting an apple because it's apple season. And let's just see what we get and what we give as an offering to the forest. I was gifted this last night at the fire. It was one of the presents that I received for doing a healing fire for my community. I don't ask for money. If you want to send me money, great. That's amazing. But I really need electrolytes, food. I'd really love some weed. But I don't need the things that most traditional people need, because I'm not a traditional person. And I think this is one of the things that we need to start to understand is there are people on this planet that will never live a normal life. I am one of them. I have never lived a normal life. I've never had a normal life. I was a photographer for 25 years and worked freelance. And then I was a medium for a decade and did that. And now I'm a bloody forest whisperer. And you do not have to live the life that people tell you. And that's one thing that I want to tell the divergent world. Even though I only just found out that I have autism 2 years ago, I've lived like an autistic individual my whole entire life because I am one. And I've learned some things. I have to put this on. I've learned some things that can help you live a more divergent life. And that's why I'm choosing to do this course for free starting November. When am I starting? I think I'm starting November 5th. So I'm going to be teaching a shadow work course, pretty much kind of the work that I do. And how to get closer to your truth and how to get closer to who you are, what your wild is, so then you can live a life that reflects truly who you are. And this is my free offering. So if you want to learn how to live more divergently and how to live more in tune with nature and how that will like affect your life and make it so much better, come to the Wild Healing. The link's down below. And allow yourself to be healed in the ways that our ancestors healed, around a fire, in community. And I want to help people do that. And I'm going to help people do that for free. It's not going to cost you a thing. And then, if you feel like you received something from that course, or you just go, that's really cool, Emma, I really appreciate what you're doing, go on my Amazon list. Buy something off my Amazon list. That's all I need. I need electrolytes and I need oat milk. Actually, I really need oat milk. So if somebody wants to buy me oat milk, I would love that. And then it'll just show up at my door. Because here's the one thing, as an autistic individual, I get stuck here a lot. I can't leave my house a lot. And it's not because of anything, it's just I do not like society in general. It's too overwhelming for me. It's too noisy. It's too bright. It's too everything. So I spend a lot of time in my forest. And I'm never going to have a normal life. And I'm totally okay with that. Because this is my life, the life that I choose to live, the one that makes me incredibly happy. And I learned the more that I allowed my own accommodations, the more that I allowed myself just to be me. Like, literally come out here during the day and light fires because I fucking want to and because it feels good. As soon as I started doing that, my life changed. Because I'm actually doing what I was born to do. I was born to be a forest whisperer. I dedicated myself to a tree in Liss Forest in England when I was 2 years old. And I have been talking to the trees ever since. I just didn't know that's what I was doing. Because nobody ever told me how to do it. I just did it. And this is the thing. Your magic is your magic. Nobody can tell you how to do your magic. I can't teach you how to do your magic. But what I can teach you to do is to get quiet enough to hear your magic. And that's what the wild healing is all about. It's about stop listening to everybody else's voices, stop listening to everybody else's wisdom, and learn how to tune into your own wisdom, because we were all born with it. Every single person showed up on this planet with all the information they needed to survive in their bodies and in their brains. And then we say, no, that's not right. No, you shouldn't do it that way. This is what society wants you to do. This is the way you should live in society. This is the way you should be in society. And we all go, okay, yeah. Okay, that's what you're telling me. Yeah, that's what I should do. Well, for divergent thinkers, that doesn't work, because society is set up for typical thinkers. So, if you feel slightly divergent, if you just kind of feel like you don't fit into this world, go to thewildhealing.com and check out what we're about. And if it's for you, awesome. If it's not, awesome. I'll still light these healing fires for you. And I'll still light these healing fires for me. I think there's a wasp on my back. Is he like now crawling on me? I think he is. So befriend a forest. Go and sit with a forest. Go and talk to the forest and ask the forest. The wasp is totally going to sting me. And ask the forest what it sees for you. And the forest will tell you. You'll hear it. Do you know why? Because you are the forest. And when you get really quiet, and when you sit with the forest, and you become patient enough with fires, darling. When it becomes patient enough, you start to heal. But it's about slowing down and asking yourself, who am I? And what do I actually want? What do I need out of life? Not what does my dad want, not what does my sister want, not what does my husband want, not what does anybody else want. What do you want out of life? I'll light these healing fires for you, whether you believe in this or not. And I'll light these healing fires for my community. And I'll light these healing fires for my family, no matter what. Because I know every single time I heal, my family heals and my community heals. So I light these healing fires for all of us. Hope to see you in the wild healing. Check out the links below, like, subscribe, do all the things. Thank you for showing up and being a part of my healing process. Because as you sat around the fire with me today, you created a safe space for me, whether you like it or not. And here I am telling my truth, sitting in the sun in a forest with my familiar Freya by my side, smoking a joint with a fucking smile on my face, living my best life. All because I slowed down and started talking to trees. So if you want some of this joy, if you want some of this peace in your life, subscribe, follow along, and learn how to find your wild. Bye for now, wildlings. Go be wild.